Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Bethany, and as you guys can see, I have a little one with me today. Everybody, you just want to make yourself known? Zara. So, as I was saying, I have Zara with me here today, and as you can tell from the title, I'm here to talk to you guys not only about my labor and delivery story, but just an update on her and myself and everything that's been going on. I know this video has been long awaited and actually long overdue. I've been kind of taking forever to get to it, but I've been enjoying life and enjoying my daughter and my family, and that's just what it is. So let's just get right into it. So as some of you guys may know, my due date was July 23rd. That was a Saturday. And so my mom actually came in town. I believe it was the Wednesday or Thursday before that Saturday. And we were just hoping that she was going to come early or that she was going to come on the due date. But Zara had other plans. So basically, Saturday went by, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and on Wednesday, we went to the mall and we went walking around, me, my mom, and my husband. And we went walking around, and then that night, then I went to work actually, and did some work at the church. And I was feeling some contractions, but it was nothing like that I hadn't already been feeling. But they were getting pretty consistent. So that night, I called my doctor around 8 o'clock, and then he told me to come in at 11. And so the contractions, they kept going. So I went in to the doctor, and I believe I had already been 1.5 centimeters before that. I think I might have been 1. I think when I got there, I was a 1.5 or 2. Guys, it was 2 months ago. I can barely remember the details that well, but I'm gonna try my best. So after that, I got there and they had me walk. So they hooked me up to the monitors and they just had me walk the hospital hallways, basically trying to progress the labor. And so the doctor came in. I want to say it was a few hours after I had been there, maybe at 1 or 2 in the morning, and he basically said that we had a couple options, we can go ahead and admit you, but if you haven't progressed, then we'll have to give you Pitocin, and if you have progressed, then obviously then we'll probably just break your water around 8 o'clock in the morning. So I kept walking, and I was progressing, which was good, but my contractions were being kind of weird. They would get consistent and then they would not get consistent, but they were dilating my cervix the whole time, but they just weren't it wasn't that longer, stronger, closer together thing that it's supposed to be. They were sometimes still kind of sporadic. Guys, okay, so by 8 in the morning, I had progressed to maybe 3.5 centimeters. So they went ahead and broke my water around 8 or 9 in the morning. Actually, I think they might have done it around 7. I think he came early. And so after that, the contractions really started picking up, as I'm sure you can imagine. Once they break your water, things really start picking up, and they were getting really, really intense. By 4 centimeters, they were pretty intense contractions. I was trying to figure out the best way to cope with them. I was having problems breathing properly. I was holding my breath, and you're not supposed to do that. I was finding that very, very difficult. So basically, by the time I was trying to find different ways to just figure out how to breathe and how to cope with the pain. I tried holding my husband's hand. That was not the way for me. That didn't work for me. But finally, I was just okay, I don't know what to do. I'm not breathing properly. My mom's trying to tell me how to breathe. Daniel's trying to tell me how to breathe. The nurse is talking to me. I'm just too many people are talking to me. There's one point where my mom's breathe, Bethany. And I was I can't do it right now. And I was kind of came at her a little bit on the low. And I had to apologize later. So I'm so sorry, but I just couldn't handle everyone trying to tell me what to do, So finally, they offered me Nubain, which doesn't take any of the pain away, but they said it might take the edge off and help you relax. It basically made me high, and I started hallucinating, all this different stuff. It was crazy. But through all the hallucinations, I figured out how to breathe. I had to go with my hand. I had to do that every single contraction. I had to do it the whole contraction, or else I could not breathe. It was ridiculous. I looked ridiculous. I know I did, but it was working for me, so that that worked for me. I think within like an hour to an hour and a half, I progressed from 4 centimeters to like 7. My husband had left and like went to the food court or something, and it was just progressing. My mom texted like she's at 7, and it had only been like, I don't know, 30 or 40 minutes. So once I got to 7, it was like excruciating pain. When I tell you guys, I was having like 5 to 7 minute long contractions that were 1 minute apart. I only got 1 minute break in between, and this is like for an hour to hour and a half. It was ridiculous. I was writhing. I was all over the bed. It was so hard. But when I was around, I think 7 centimeters, I think that's when they went ahead and offered me the epidural, and I was like, no, I don't want it. You know, and I think my mom was just in the corner, like literally like, please take it. She really wanted me to because she hated seeing me in pain like that. My mom really wanted me to get the epidural, but I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. So I did end up doing that, and I made it all the way through. And then it seemed like it was no time before they were like pulling out the stirrups and like go ahead and start pushing. And so the pushing part, my first push was like not that great. I had, but then I got some really, really good pushes in. I think I pushed for like 15 to 20 minutes, and then she was there. It was cool because they had a mirror, so I could see everything that was happening, which was really, really cool. I was just able to see the whole experience, and it helped me figure out how to push better when I could see like what I was doing. If that makes sense. So that was really good. My doctor was amazing. One thing that I will say is that I was positive for the group B strep, and that I wasn't really worried about it because I was like, okay, I'll just get whatever they give me in the IV or whatever. But when I tell you, when they gave me that penicillin in the IV, my hand was on fire. I had the IV like in this hand, like on the top of my hand, going in the vein, and it burned so bad. They're like, it might burn, just let us know, guys. When I tell you that was like one of the worst pains of the whole experience, was that burning in my hand. It was miserable. Like, I was miserable for that. Like, I hated it. And I had to keep getting them to dilute it more and more with just like water or whatever, like regular IV solution. Like, I had to get them to keep diluting the penicillin down so it didn't burn my hand because it was excruciatingly painful, the burning. But that was basically the story. I stayed in the hospital from Wednesday night from about 11 p.m. all the way until Saturday morning. I had one tear that was internal, so I got a couple stitches for that, but that was it, which was really, really good. I was really glad I didn't have too bad of tearing. The healing was kind of frustrating just because it was a lot of bleeding. And I knew it was going to be bleeding, but I had really heavy bleeding. I lost a lot of blood during the delivery. And I had to be hooked up to the IV for over 24 hours when I was at the hospital because I lost so much blood. And they put me on iron, and I was just very, very weak and dizzy when I tried to stand up. And then I had to just be like, stay in the bed and, you know, that kind of thing. It was actually kind of gross because I didn't shower the whole time I was at the hospital until I got home, just because I couldn't really get up and I was hooked to the IV pole, and it was just really difficult. So they put me on iron and all that kind of stuff. But the recovery, I thought that I was going to heal quickly, like maybe by 4 weeks, and have stopped the bleeding and everything. But I didn't stop bleeding until I was literally 6 weeks. So yeah, I mean, that was pretty much it. The recovery itself, I would say it was definitely one of the more uncomfortable things. It was definitely uncomfortable, like I said, the bleeding itself, and then just your body getting like recovering from the trauma of giving birth, you know. And it was very, very interesting. I weighed 160 when I gave birth, maybe like 162. And right now I weigh like 127, so I've lost quite a bit of weight, which is good. I am still working on losing the rest of the weight, losing the rest in my stomach. You guys probably can't see from this angle, but I do still have some stomach skin and, you know, a little bit of stomach fat still there that I'm working on getting rid of. But, you know, I am getting ready to start working out, so I imagine that should help out a lot with that. But yeah, as far as, you know, that goes, when I first gave birth, I'm just like, yo, my stomach is still so big. Like, that was like, I knew it was going to happen, so I wasn't like shocked, but I was kind of like, ugh, why can't I be one of those girls that just it just snaps right back. But that's not me. That's not my story. So I'm just doing me and handling my life the way it is. But yeah, you guys, so this is Zara. She's going to be 8 weeks tomorrow. That's 2 months. Look, she just wants to look at me. She is going to be 2 months. As you guys can see, she has a full head of hair. Her hair is beautiful. I love her hair. Her hair is usually really curly and wild, but I tried to do something different today and try to style it a little bit. Hey guys, this is Zara. She is doing really, really well. Okay, so Zara weighed 7 pounds when she was born, and she was 19.5 inches. And at her first appointment, which was about 5 days later, she weighed 6.4. So she did drop in weight, which they said was completely normal. But now that she is at her 6-week appointment, she weighed 10 pounds and she was 22 inches. So she's definitely gaining weight, which is very, very good. She had her first round of vaccines, which was really hard for me. I wasn't really sure if I wanted to do it or not. And I know there's so much controversy, and it's so hard to just know what to believe, you know, from different people that have different views online. It's just like he said, she said. And I was literally crying more than her. I was crying before she got them. I know the doctor in there thought, she wasn't even a doctor anyway. I'm switching doctors. But she wasn't a doctor. And she was just looking at me like I was crazy. Like, what's wrong with you? Why wouldn't you do this? Like, you know, whatever. And I really wish she was a little bit more sensitive. Even though I know she has her views too. Like, I just didn't feel the love in that place. But anyway, that's not what this video is about. But she did really, really well. She handled it well. And she's still doing well. Obviously, right now she's a little cranky, which was sad. It's sad because she's been smiling and playing with me all morning, but she's getting to that point where she's really tired. So anyway, that's pretty much it. I can't think of anything else to share with you guys. If you guys have any questions for me, definitely leave them down below and I'll be happy to answer them for you guys. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Zara's doing really well. I'm doing really well. Daniel's doing really well. We have a surprise coming for you guys very, very soon, so I can't wait to share that with you guys. I have a lot of videos planned for the upcoming near future. I'm trying to get back on track with my schedule and get everything together. But yeah, this is pretty much just an update as to what's going on with us. And you guys will definitely be seeing more of Zara. Look, she is not having the camera right now. She's like, please, no pictures. All right, you guys. Well, I love you guys so much. I'm so happy to share this with you guys and to introduce you guys to Zara. I love you guys so much. And until next time, I'll see you guys soon. Bye. Nah, on her first appointment, which was like 5 days later, Zara weighed 7 pounds when she was born. Zara.